Hey, good evening, YouTubers. How are y'all doing? I'm doing pretty good. I just wanted to give you an update and tell you about my protocol. Somebody wrote me a letter and asked me what kind of vitamins I take and how many, how often. So I'm gonna give you the lowdown on that. Besides that, I'll just let you know that I'm starting my third month of raw vegan. Now, I did slip up a few times. I have eaten fish and I did eat turkey on Thanksgiving, and I didn't really want to eat turkey. It wasn't something that I was expecting to do, but I'm not going to really talk about it. Actually, there's no point discussing of whether I do it for reasons of saving all the little creatures, or I'm human. I make mistakes. It's not what I wanted to do. At Christmas, I will not be partaking in eating any of my friendly animal people, I'll call them, because I love them so much, and I don't want to eat the animals. I just don't want to eat them. So let's get started with the protocol then. Okay, so let's get started. First one I'm going to talk about is, first I'll mention the name brand. I didn't choose this brand for any reason in particular. It just happens to be the one that my pharmacy carries, besides their own store brand and a couple of other brands I have, like fillers and stuff. This is not a vegan choice, so I will have to change that. It's called Jameson. It says odorless garlic, and it truly is odorless. It's not going to give you garlic breath, and you're not going to sweat garlic or anything like that. The chemical that we're looking for is called allicin. Now, normally you need about 2 to 5 grams of garlic a day to lower your blood pressure and perhaps fix blood lipid problems. You have to really research on that and how much to do. But 2 to 5 grams, these are 500 milligrams, so that means it only gives me 0.5 of actual real garlic. So that means I probably have to take 4 of these. So that's what I do every day, is I take 4. Now, I was using raw garlic, and the benefit to it is that the stronger the clove is, the more benefit you're going to get. Now, you can consider it to be kind of like a penicillin, and it actually has the 1% strength of an antibiotic, so it's really going to help you throughout the year. The only issue is when it's raw that you really will get garlic breath, and if you're eating it every day, it's going to last forever. So if you have to go somewhere or do something, you should stop doing it for that event. Basically, as far as blood pressure reduction, you'll get a 1 to 5% after using supplements. I personally found that my blood pressure went a little bit higher when I was using that versus the raw garlic, so you might want to check both and test both out and see what happens. But 1 to 5% increase, it doesn't sound like a lot, but it can reduce your risk of heart attack by 20 to 25% and stroke by 30 to 40%. So you might, want to add that into your day. Of course, always best is raw, and 1 clove is good, but 2 to 3 will prevent a cold. Now, you always need to get a cold because this is going to help your body to get rid of some cancer cells. If you're going to decide to cook it, sometimes it's just a lot easier to eat when you cook it. You won't get as powerful a result as you do when you eat it raw. But put it in the last 8 minutes of cooking. Don't cook it for hours because you're just killing it. So, all right, on to the next. Okay, and so the second one we're going to talk about is vitamin D. Now, vitamin D, I'd say most people don't get enough vitamin D, and you can do blood testing for vitamin D. So if you see your doctor, you can ask them to order you this test. And food sources for vitamin D, there are not very many. There are the fatty fishes like salmon, tuna, mackerel. There's actually only one plant source for vitamin D, and that's white mushrooms, raw. And you'll get, I can't remember what the amount of vitamin D is, but it's not a lot. It's like 5% of what's in a glass of milk, so it's not a lot. You'd have to eat a lot of mushrooms. The best #1 way to get vitamin D, go outside and sit in the sun 15 minutes a day, showing as much skin as possible. I know in the wintertime that's hard here, so you may have to supplement with an actually sun lamp, or you may have to go, the worst thing I want to say is go to the tanning salon, and their lights will also give you vitamin D. If you're going to do that, try to do it the least possible amount of times, like maybe try just once a month and get out in the sun the other times. I take I take 6, so I take 6,000 milligrams a day. Like I said, you can find it in fatty fish, so if you're a fish eater, you certainly can do that. It's in milk also, but that's a fortified, it's not really like natural vitamin D, they've added that in there. I want you to know it's a hormone. Okay, so when we talk about putting hormones in milk, vitamin D is absolutely a hormone, and if they've added to your milk, maybe they haven't fed it to the cow, but it's in the milk. It plays an important role in emotional development and helps your body absorb calcium. It can lower your blood pressure. It can be toxic, but it's rare, so just know that when you're doing it, the risk that you're taking. Don't just start taking it on your own without speaking to your doctor. Natural is best, of course, and if you go out in the sun, your body can absorb up to 18,000 milligrams of vitamin D, but it has a natural shutoff. That's the only thing, like if you take the pills, there's no natural shutoff. You can harm yourself doing that. So definitely always speak to your doctor first. Don't just take what I say. Vitamin D also has a natural increased protection against high blood pressure, melanoma, mental illness, obesity, osteoarthritis, and osteoporosis. So for me, with my renal stenosis, it's possible that it can help lower my blood pressure so that the pressure on my blockage or on the plaque that's there, the injury that's in my artery, can actually have less pressure on it, because this is the goal, to help it to heal. So on to the next.